won, they lost. Like I said, we prefer 20. Shut the f up, Will. You my son, you little bitch. You better use it. Cause if you don't, I'ma smoke your dumb ass.
First things first, rest in peace, Sucker Phil.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Mark Dark, and I'm back with another video. If you're new, if you love Bel-Air, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like the video, and leave your theories, comments, everything down below. Now today we're going to be talking about Bel-Air Season 1, Episode 1, 2, and 3. This is the review. I will be doing a full recap for Episode 4, but in this review, we're going to focus on those key points from the first 3 episodes, man. And you guys let me know exactly how you felt about this show. Now, when the official trailer dropped for the show, I saw the trailer, and of course, I saw a lot of people comparing this to All American. That was one of the first things people was talking about. Like, man, this is reminding me of All American. A lot of people were surprised that it was a drama, that it was not a comedy. And once you actually start watching the show, you start to realize that, yeah, it is some similarities to All American, but this is a little bit more raw. And it's more raw and uncut because it's on Peacock, of course. It's not on the CW, so they can do a little bit more. They can do way more, right? Now, the characters in this show, they are a little bit different from the characters that we're used to in the original Fresh Prince, but they are similar at the same time. One of the main characters, of course, was your boy Carlton. This dude, he is on one in this show, and his character development is out of this world. We want to talk about that in this review, but a lot of the characters definitely have more depth to them. It feels way more real, and I feel like you can connect to them as people. And Will Smith, he wanted to do this. He wanted to make this a drama. He wanted it to be more real and to allow people to know some of the things that he's been through growing up. Of course, it is modern day time, which is easier for them to do instead of course, going back and doing a whole completely remake based off the 90s. It is based off the times that we have now. So, of course, it's going to have that connection with the people, with the young crowd, and it's going to make a lot of sense. But we're going to go over these episodes. I'm going to try my best to focus on all the key points in each of these episodes. Episode 1 is called Dreams and Nightmares. The description of the episode reads, Will Smith, a talented West Philadelphia teenager, is sent to live with his family in Bel-Air. Upon his arrival, he quickly discovers how different things are and that this is his chance at a new beginning. We know the episode is titled Dreams and Nightmares. Of course, that is a whole Meek Mill type reference. Philadelphia. They made sure they embedded Philadelphia in this show, and it showed, especially in that first episode, man. That first episode was straight up fire. I loved how they did it. Like I said, this is a completely different approach than what we saw in the original Fresh Prince, and they did this for a reason. So let's just go over what we saw in the first episode, give you the quick review, and then we're going to hop to the second episode and talk about that in a little bit. Now, one of the first things that I did appreciate about this show was the love that they had for Freeway. We already know Freeway, a Philly rapper. Will, he woke up to Freeway, What We Do, and then come to find out the man is his coach. So I'm looking like, man, they really showing Philly a whole lot of love in this show. But I definitely like how they put that together. Now, this dude right here, Darnell, he's a straight up hater. He want Will, and he want, of course, Trey to put in some work with him. Of course, he works for Rashad, and he's just straight up hating. Will is like, look, I'm good. We good. We ain't got to do nothing like that. And pretty much this dude pulls his strap out, man. He pulls his strap out because he's talking about, if I never went to juvie, you would never be in the position to get a scholarship. Will told him, like, dude, you crazy. Like, you must got things twisted. Meet me at the basketball court tonight to prove it. So he ended up going to the basketball court at night. His boy Trey ended up bringing a strap with them because he felt like they needed the protection. Now, Will, they put on this bet. They end up beating Darnell and his crew. Of course, the D-boy Rashad, he put money up and he lost. All of a sudden, the fight breaks out. We know that your boy Darnell, he hits Rashad in the head with the basketball. He runs, he goes ghost. Next thing we know, Will is having an argument with Rashad. That fight breaks out. Trey is getting jumped. And Will is like, screw this. I'm about to go grab that strap that Trey brought and get it popping. He shoots up in the air Everybody starts to run, and then he points the gun at Rashad. Rashad tells him, you might as well pull that trigger, because if you don't, I'm going to come for you, and I'm going to make sure I finish you off. Now, we know Will was caught up in all these different feelings. He felt like he was being punked earlier on in the episode by Darnell. He had to go to this court and prove himself, and all of this could have been avoided if Will would have just stayed home. He didn't have to go there. So next thing we know, Will is arrested. Rashad is arrested. Rashad is telling him, like, look, it's over for you. Plain and simple. Next thing we know, Will is able to get up out of there, because we know Uncle Phil got the call and he put in that word, and Will is good. Rashad is calling him a snitch, like there's no way he can get out that quick. Of course, Will's mom is telling him, look, you're going to California. You're going on a flight right now. And you can see how dramatic everything is in this show. Is way more serious than we are used to seeing in the original Fresh Prince, right? Now, Will gets to California. He gets picked up by Jazz. We get to see Jazz. They finally meet. We know that these two are going to have a hell of a friendship down the line. They get to the crib. The crib is big, y'all. Definitely bigger than what we saw in the original Fresh Prince, in my opinion. Will gets there. We see your girl Hillary. And Hillary, she's a little bit different from the Hillary we saw in the original. And she is an influencer. And she is loving that her cousin Will is there. It seems like everybody is happy that Will is there. Aunt Viv, of course, we see her. She is happy. She is making sure that he's all good. Everybody seems cool. He goes outside. He puts on the suit. He goes to have a conversation with Uncle Phil. He's out there talking to his boys. Uncle Phil told him, like, look, we'll talk later or whatever, because we know he don't want all this really getting out as of right now. Then Will, he sees Lisa. Now, I was surprised with this whole Lisa thing, because we know Lisa was brought in Fresh Prince, I believe season 5. She was actually 2 characters. In season 2, she was a character. I believe her name was Claudia. And then her character as Lisa, we saw her in season 5. And to be honest, Lisa, the character Lisa, was only in 15 episodes of the original show. And then her character Claudia was in 1 episode. But we can see that Lisa and Will had a good connection from the jump. And we already knew what time it was. We end up finding out also that Lisa and your boy Carlton had a prior relationship, and things did not go well. Now let's get to coked out Carlton. He has arrived, and of course this dude was hating as soon as Will got there. I mean, he was hating. Even though your cousin is getting there, you're supposed to be, shaking him up, telling him how to move and do different things like that. Just be happy. He's not happy. He's like, why are you really here? Like, dude, like, come on. He just got there. Like, why are you hating so bad? I mean, look at this guy. Does this look like a guy that you want to be cool with? Look at him. It's no way I'm kicking it with him. And to be honest, Will was being cool. Will was just trying to kick it with his family, trying to fit in and just trying to get to know everybody. Then we get to Uncle Phil, and Uncle Phil, he is giving his little speech. We know he's going to be running for campaign for the district attorney, and he's explaining what he wants to do, which is helping young black males who was affected by the justice system. And once Will listens and he hears Uncle Phil talk like this, he understands in his head, like, okay, I see why they wanted to help me out. This is all a part of his campaign. This is all a part of his plan to help him win. Because he can be like, look what I did. You know what I'm saying? And Will doesn't like that at all. He feels like everything is fake. Like they don't really want to help him out. Deep down inside, we know Uncle Phil does want to help Will out. Yes, it is a difficult thing for him to do, but deep down inside, he really does. We know this in this show and in the original Fresh Prince. That's how Uncle Phil rolled. But this Uncle Phil definitely is on one. This dude, he's sharp. And I'm pretty sure he got some deep, dark secrets that we're going to learn about down the line. Now, Trey's having a conversation with Will. He is telling him Rashad ain't playing around. They calling him a snitch. And he is scared. He don't know what to do. And he's going to have to look out for himself. Well, Trey, you probably should just stay low key. Stay low key, man, because the streets is hot. The streets need a body. It ain't looking too good out there in Philly. Meanwhile, your boy Will is like, look, I'm about to get up out of here. I'm running away. Doesn't realize that there's a lot of cameras around the house. Uncle Phil already know what time it is. And he's telling him like, look, kid, I want to save you. I'm really am looking out for you. Just chill out. Everything is going to be okay. And everything was okay. He talked him down. He calmed down. Now, let's get to this boy right here. Coked out Carlton. He is back once again in there kicking it with his boys. Oh, Uncle Tom's Cabin looking boy. And they're listening to that Bobby Schmurder. And he's having a good old time. They in there saying the N-word like ain't nobody around. They don't care. And this is what your boy Coked Out Carlton does every single day. Will is like, ain't no way. You know what I'm saying? He walked up in there. At first, it was all good. Then he realized what was going on. He's like, oh, nah, we ain't about to have that. And Connor, look at Connor. Look at this dude. You ain't gonna tell me this dude ain't on drugs. He got to be doing drugs every single day. Look at him for a second. He thinks he runs everything, but he really doesn't. Man, they need to let this dude go to Philly, and I want him to sing that song there, and let's see how things go. Now, ever since this whole locker room incident, Will and Coked Out Carlton, they've been having issues, a lot of issues, and they was never the same since then. Now we get back to your boy Coked Out Carlton, and this is coke line number 1. And he was surprised. This dude was surprised. Once Will walked in, he was trying to have a conversation with him. Once Will walked in, look at him. Look at this dude. This man looked like he just got done beating off. Like he got caught while he was beating off, looking shocked. And Will, he ain't even gonna snitch on him. You know what I'm saying? Will is telling him, look, we ain't even got to go that route. The next day, Will tells him, look, all we got to do is act like we cool. Uncle Phil and Aunt Viv, they will make sure that we don't got to spend a whole lot of time together, and that will take the pressure off of us. Let me go to that party with you, and we gonna be good. You do your thing, I do my thing. So everything seemed like it was all right at first, right? But we know that, of course, Will kicking it with Lisa was going to create problems, seeing that Lisa had a prior relationship with Carlton, right? And she is talking to Will about him, talking about, you don't know some of the things that he's been through. He's been through a lot. But besides that, the two get connected. They start making out, having a good old time. So deep down inside, you already know your boy Carlton. He was all up in his feelings. Coke line number 2. He in full effect. He's pissed off. Connor just got all up in his feelings. And now he is ready for war. He walks up, and this time he's not playing around. He's high on that coke on his Rick James, and he pushes Will in that pool. We know Will cannot swim. He mentioned it earlier on in the episode. Luckily, Lisa was there, and that's what she does. She is a swimmer, and she's able to rescue Will. And I'm looking like, this dude he's crazy. Like, he gonna push him in that pool. He could have killed his cousin, right? Now, Will gets up, and him and his cousin, they start fighting. Will throws a punch, and then the episode goes off. And this is where we get into episode 2. Now, the title of episode 2 is called Keep Your Head Up. And the description for the episode reads, Will finds he doesn't fit in at his new school in Bel-Air and realizes he'll need to rethink how he navigates this new world. The Banks family starts to adjust to life with Will. So those are the key elements of this next episode, man. Let's get into this review. Of course, Aunt Viv, she is looking at the video of Will beating down Coked Out Carlton. She's pissed off. She's like, what the hell is going on? Then we know Will's mom, she makes a call, and she's like, what the hell is going on? Like, what's going on with this fight? I thought y'all had this all under control. And of course, Viv's like, look, I'm sorry how everything played out. I will fix everything. Meanwhile, in this episode, we're starting to see that your boy Carlton, he got some issues, man. Some deep mental type issues. And as the episodes air out, we're going to see more of the things that he has been through. But it's a reason why he's doing drugs. Apparently, he doesn't feel like he fits in, and he's always trying to prove himself. But there's some other stuff that I believe is going to come out about his character. Now, Will finds out that his boy Trey gets shot, but he's good. You know what I'm saying? Trey is good. He is recovering, but Will is definitely, worried about his boy. Then we get back to your boy Coked Out Carlton, and we can see the coke in his nose. So I guess we can count that as coke line number 3. And Lisa is telling him, like, look, you need to get some help. You need to stop playing around with this stuff and get yourself some help. Now, Will, he goes and tries out for the basketball team, and he does a good job. He dominates. He's able to make the team. He goes back to the locker room, which is for athletes only. And Carlton, he is back there. He's pissed off. He's like, look, this is only for athletes. And Will's like, I'm an athlete. I'm a part of the basketball team. And just think, a dude from the hood is about to come to your school and take the top spot. And all you gonna do is sit there and look stupid. Now, the last thing that Carlton wants is this to happen. He does not want all of the attention on Will. And it's crazy because in the original show, Carlton, he really did feel like everybody loved Will more and not him. But in this show, they ain't playing around with it. You can really see it and you can feel the hate between the two, right? Now, Will is caught with some drugs in his bag. That's because your boy Connor planted the drugs on him. So now Will, a new athlete, just, was able to be a part of this basketball team, is caught with drugs. And now it's looking like he has slipped up. And you can see the look on Carlton's face. He kind of looks like, man, like, I didn't know it was going to go down like that. I guess he didn't know all the details of what Connor was going to do. But yes, Connor did this. And Will's looking at him like, man, like, you stupid. Like, you really going to do this to me? Like, we were supposed to be cousins. Yes, we got into it. But, dude, you living real foul. You know what I'm saying? So, a lot of people, they ain't liking your boy Carlton. Then we get to episode 3. Let's just go over the description for episode 3 real quick. Now, the title of the episode is called Yama Crawl. And the description for the episode reads, attending Uncle Phil's black fraternity event helps Will find his groove with his family and peers as it becomes clear that his stay in Bel-Air will be more permanent. So those are the key elements of this episode, and a lot of different things happen, y'all. So let's hop into this whole review. We know that Aunt Viv, Uncle Phil came to that school and they ate that principal up. They're looking like, dude, where's the video? Y'all got all these cameras. Y'all don't have no video of any of these students messing with his book bag. We need 100% proof. So Will is, for this moment, taking off suspension and he is good. Now we get to Aunt Viv and we get to Hillary. We're starting to realize that there is some issues between the two. It seems like Aunt Viv is trying to control everything that Hillary does, and Hillary does not like it. She feels like her mom is not allowing her to do the things that she wants, and she is trying to, of course, hide the truth about certain things, which we will talk about a little bit more in this review. Now, in this episode, your boy Will, he gets the little, honey mustard up on his blazer and he flips it inside out. This is once again another little point to the original show. We know Will Smith did this in the original Fresh Prince, turning his blazer inside out at the school. This blazer inside out on this show is straight up fresh. They was not playing around on this one. Now, Carlton, he tells Will, like, look, somebody came up and said that, of course, it was somebody from another school that was not a part of this school that was messing around with your book bag, so you good. We know who did this. We know Connor did it, but they got to sweep it up under the rug and make it seem like nothing really happened. On top of that, your boy Jeffrey was starting to realize that this dude, he got some deep, dark secrets himself. This Jeffrey on this show, this is a true G. He's an OG, and this dude is willing to put in that work. I forgot to talk about him at the beginning of this whole review, but Jeffrey don't play around. That dude is sharp. Now, we get to Will and we get to Uncle Phil. Uncle Phil gives him the book, The Alchemist. And for what I know, this is supposed to be Will Smith's favorite book. So, of course, he's going to implement it in the show. Like I told you guys, he's going to put some real things from his actual life in the show. And this is one of the things. This book means a whole lot to him. Now, Will and Carlton, they go to this fraternity event. The Alphas is throwing it, of course, with Uncle Phil. Carlton is pissed off. He's like, man, why is Will going? This is supposed to be me and my pops event. This is what I normally do with him alone. But things have changed. Now, Will and Carlton, they have to do community service. Uncle Phil has promised that they will do community service. See, Carlton, he wasn't trying to do it at all. Now, of course, they was blindsided, but we know Will, he is willing to put in that work. And we know dealing with fraternities, the Divine Nine, the Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity, they are big on community service. So this is one of the things that needed to be done. But as I told you, Carlton acting like he's too good to clean up, to help out, or do anything. Now, I'm glad that they actually put the real alphas up in the show. Y'all know how they do in TV shows. Sometimes they have fake fraternity members and stuff like that, or at least fake fraternity names or whatever. But in this show, they actually give us the real names. So you already know they went to the Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity and got permission and everything was good. Now, it seems like Uncle Phil is having issues with Reverend Lamont, and he has not been around for a while. Things have been going bad, and this is why the two have some issues. Now, Will notices the tension, and he's like, look, I can fix this. You know what I'm saying? I can fix it. He calls Uncle Phil out. He says, look, Yama Crawl, you show me how to do it. You show me how to step. Since you an OG, you know what you're doing. Show me. And at first, the Alphas was kind of pissed off, and then Will kind of won them over. He started chatting. Yama Crawl, your boy Uncle Phil, he got into his feelings, y'all, and he went old school. He felt that Alpha Phi Alpha ice cold up in his blood. He said, you know what? I'm going to show him what I can do. And that's exactly what he did. He went out there and he stumped the yard, had a good old time. And then Reverend Lamont, he was feeling himself. He's like, man, okay, I see what you're doing. That's the Yama Crawl that I know. And after that happened, he was cool. He's like, look, that's all I really wanted. They agreed to have a conversation with each other and talk about everything. Now, meanwhile, your boy Carlton, he was pissed off that Will got all the attention and everything was on him. He was pissed off, even though he had a good conversation with that dude, Henry Miles. And, you know, as far as the whole internship at Princeton, everything was going good, but he hated that Will did all that. He didn't like it at all. Then we get to Aunt Viv and Kendra and, of course, Hillary. And this Kendra girl, she's pissed off. Now, we know in the earlier episodes that Hillary had an interview with this company that Aunt Viv helped set up. Apparently, she went on, I guess, one of her live streams and she dissed the whole company. And this lady, Kendra, was very upset. Aunt Viv is upset because she's like, man, I helped you get that. What the hell is going on? And Hillary's like, look, I didn't tell you to do that. Let me do things on my own. She doesn't like it. And the two, they're going to continue to have these issues. It's crazy because Aunt Viv's friends, they all agreed with Hillary. They're like, look, you stepped up to the plate and you stood up for what you wanted to do. You didn't like what they was doing. They were telling you how to cook your food and, you know, what type of people you supposed to be impressing. But like I told you guys, Hillary and Aunt Viv, they got a long way to go, man. It's definitely a lot of different issues within both of them. Then we get to your boy Will. It is his first game that he is preparing for Bel-Air, and he brings out the Jordan 5s, man, the alternate Bel-Air 5s, and he's trying to make sure he goes out there and he gives a hell of a performance, right? And that's exactly what he does. At the same time, you know, your boy Carlton, he has his own game, I believe a lacrosse game that he had, and they had the games at the exact same time. Now, the family told him that they're going to go to his game and they're going to go to Will's game, but they're going to split the times up. And the family, they said, screw that. We just going to kick it at Will's game because it's more entertaining. This game is very, very close, and we want to support Will. And your boy Carlton, he did not see any of his family. He is very upset. He fouls another player very, very physically, and he is kicked out. And he was running his mouth. I'm looking like, dude, like, you's crazy. Then we get to your boy Coked Out Carlton, and now it is time for Coke line number 4. Look at him. He's not playing around. He is transforming. Look at him. As I told you guys, we're going to get deeper into his character, but he is definitely dealing with a lot of mental issues. I mean, at the end of the day, we kind of, you know, joke about it, but I think it is some serious things with that dude, man. But Will hits the game winner. The fans going crazy. The crowd, everybody's hyped. His family is hyped. And this dude's at the top of the world. From Philly, from the hood, all the way to Bel-Air, dominating. And I'm talking about dominating very, very quickly. Taking over. This is the same thing that he promised Coked Out Carlton earlier on. And now he is seeing it for himself. And for a minute, I thought he was going to run out there and trying to ruin the game and do something crazy. But no, I don't think he did that. That man, he ran and he went to go cry in the car. Something is definitely going on with his character, y'all. At the end of the day, I try to make it entertaining or whatever. Talk about his name or all that, Coked Out Carlton. But deep down inside, I believe he definitely needs some help. He needs to be looked at and talked to. It is some deep, dark secrets going on. As I told you, as these episodes air out, we're going to see those deep, dark secrets. We know in the original show that Carlton actually has some issues with Will coming there and getting all the attention. but it was a comedy, so it didn't get taken as serious, even though the show did have a lot of serious moments in the original Fresh Prince. But in this show, you can feel it a little bit more. Making it a drama, you can feel the pain. You know that it is something very deep going on, not just from Carlton, but from all the other characters. Each character has their own storyline. I can't wait to see and, of course, learn more about each of their storylines and how it's going to develop as the show continues to air out. But you guys let me know, man, how did you feel about the first 3 episodes of this show? Like I said, this is just a quick review / like recap, because I kind of did go over, you know, some of the key elements of the first 3 episodes, but I just wanted to go over those real quick. Now we're going to get the episode 4 recap out for you guys later on in the day. But like I said, let me know exactly how you felt about this episode. How do you feel about the series? It's already been renewed for season 2. That is good. So it's going to be a lot to come. And I wonder how fast they're going to move as far as within the story. As I told you guys earlier, Lisa, her character did not even come into the show until season 5. And she was only in 15 episodes. Her character Claudia was in 1 episode. So she played 2 different characters in the original Fresh Prince. So things change. We can definitely see some of those differences within these characters. But we're going to see how they're going to write it out, man. But thank you guys for all the love, all the support, and I will catch y'all on the next one. But let me get up on out of here, man. It's your boy Mark Dark. I'm out. Peace.